Hello everyone, Derek Laster here, aka Deviant Puppy. Let me start out by saying, number one, anything I say that's good or that's helpful or you find value in comes from Allah and Allah alone. Anything that I say that's wrong or that's hurtful comes from my own shortcomings as I am a human. So keep that in mind. Secondly, for my daughter Autumn, I love you and I miss you, baby girl. You're my heart and my soul. You are everything to me. Dad loves you. Now let's get to the meat of the matter here. My name is Derek Laster, and I'm here to help you on your journey to success. Now, I've been going through this thing for quite a few years now, and I just now decided that I'm going to start bringing people into my life and my journey. Because I want to help you along the road of success. I know I can help you. If I can do it for me, I can do it for you. But here's the big thing about it. If you were ever to read the Bible or go to church, one of the things that you'll find in the Bible is that the Bible will tell you that you know a tree by the fruit it produces. I apply this philosophy to people, especially when it comes to success, when it comes to your life. Your life is your tree. And you know a tree by the fruit it produces, good, bad, or otherwise. That's right. Your tree is your life, good, bad, or indifferent. So if your life is producing bad fruit, guess what? Yeah, your life is the sum total of your decisions and your actions. So if your life is producing good fruit, kudos, you're doing good things. If your life is producing bad fruit, guess what? See, here's another thing though. You never judge anybody. You never judge a man by his position. You always judge him by his progress. When I say man, I mean women too. I don't discriminate. But let me say that again. You judge a man by his progress, not by his position. See, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, he may not be a very successful fish. But if you judge that fish on his progress from birth up to that day, then that might paint a whole different story. For instance, if you were to take the example of people throughout history that we consider successful, like Albert Einstein, if you were to just judge him on his early school life, you will find he wasn't that great a student. But he turned out to be Albert Einstein. Or if we were to judge him on, look how many trials it took him to invent the light bulb, or Edison, or anybody. If you take just one snapshot of that person at one point in their life, you might consider them a failure. But if you were to look at the entire picture of their life, it would tell a whole different story. You see. So, judge a person by their progress, never their position. Now, remember when I said you know a tree by the fruit it produces? Well, if you were to stop and analyze and analyze yourself, and you discover or you figure out that you don't like the position that you're in life, if you don't like the things that your life has for you, if you don't like what's going on in your life, then maybe it's time for you to change it. Now, you could always stay the same and just sit around and complain about life and be bitter and, oh, life is picking on me, or the man is holding me down, or it's somebody's fault, or it's your fault, or it's your fault, or it's their fault, or everybody's fault, or I was an orphan, or I had a bad childhood, or any of the boo-hoo feel sorry for me pity patty stories that are out there. You could do that. Go ahead. I won't listen to much of it, but it's up to you. It's your life. You get to do what you want with it. Just don't bring it around me. I got enough baggage of my own. I don't want to carry yours too. However, if you do decide that you want to change the way things are, first thing to do, get rid of that old tree. What I mean by that is this: you are the sum total of the decisions you make in life. So, if you don't like the total of that math equation, get some new numbers. Get that new tree of life. You know a tree by the fruit it produces. So, get rid of the old tree. Stop hanging around the same people. Stop doing the same things. If you want something new, do something new. And I remember when I was going to school, when I was in college, we were talking about economics. And I got so tired of hearing people talk about, oh, they should raise the minimum wage so people could do this and people could make a... Why? Minimum wage, what minimum wage really is minimum wage is the least amount of money I can legally pay you. That tells me a lot about a person's skill set. I've never heard of a brain surgeon making minimum wage. Auto mechanics don't make minimum wage. Painters don't make minimum wage. Receptionists don't make minimum wage. Garbage men don't make minimum wage. Here in New Jersey, I know guys that work on a garbage truck in Newark, New Jersey, next town over. They're making about 2.5 times what minimum wage is. Yeah, that's right. So, I say that to say this. Make sure you hear me. You are the sum total of the decisions and actions of your life. So if you want bigger and better things, it's time for you to grow and expand. So what that means is your life is that tree. The roots, the branches, and the leaves. So you got to dig that old tree up. You got to get in here and do some self-examination. And get in here and do some self-examination and see what's going on in here and what's going on in here. And when you get these two things, the heart and the brain, when you get them on the right track and decide what you want to do in life, then go do it. And don't let nobody stop you. It's gonna be hard, yeah, I know. Gonna be hard. Success ain't for everybody, boo. It ain't. If success was easy, everybody would do it. Look around you and see how many people really are. Again, if you read the Bible, it tells you the gate to heaven is narrow, but the road to hell is wide. Tells you a lot about the numbers, right? Supposed to be that way. Everybody ain't gonna be successful. Won't happen. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have some sleepless nights. You're gonna be sore. You're gonna do all these things. You're gonna have too much on your plate. Well, when that happens, that's another skill called time management. You can take classes on these skills. Go to school, take a class on time management. Get around some successful people who know how to manage their time. You can read books about it. There are all kind of ways of learning time management. It could be as simple as starting out as Buy yourself a little date book and write down everything you got to do and all your appointments and stuff, and look at ways you could save time. But success ain't for everybody. It might not even be for you if you don't want it bad enough. So think of success like this. There's a box in front of you. And in that box is all the success you want in the world. So let's say there's $10 billion in this little box in front of you. And all you gotta do is just stick your hand in there to get it. Some people are gonna be too lazy to stick their hand in there. Some people are gonna try and get somebody else to open the box and get the money for them. But you'll never know till you stick your hand in there. Now let's say if there's a couple of bees in that box and you're going to get stung by a couple of bees to get that 10 billion. Me, I don't mind getting stung by a couple of bees. Long as I get 10 billion. Some people are allergic to bee stings. It would be life-threatening if they stuck their hand in there. But what if they put on a glove? You see how that solution just automatically popped in my head? A lot of people, like let's say if a person was allergic to bee stings. Well, I can't do that. I would die. Their mind never went to the fact that they could put a glove on that would protect them from the bee stings. That's what I mean. You see, here's the thing. Sometimes a person's success, a person's talents and abilities will take them to success, but their character won't let them stay. And you see it all the time with people that they make it to the top of the mountain. They're, the world's best singer, or they this, or, they make it to the NFL, or they make it to TV, or they become a great singer and, have a hit record or two, and then they flop and drop off. Whether it be MC Hammer, Mike Tyson, whoever. Now, I'm not judging anybody, but those are just some of the examples that I've seen in life. Somebody who makes it to the top of the pinnacle of success in their life, and then something happens and their character comes through that takes them away from that. Now, one of the reasons I like Mike Tyson, never met him in person, don't know him, but what I love about Mike Tyson is this. He made it to the top of the boxing world. Slid back, had some difficulty, came back from that. And to me, when I see Mike Tyson on TV or wherever, he seems like a much more successful person. But more than that, he's a happier person today. Because his setback was a setup for success. You see, when you have skills, talents, and abilities, and everybody does, the only person that can stop you is you. Les Brown says it a lot better than I can. Les Brown has this thing where he talks about this African proverb. And he says, the African proverb goes like this. If there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. What that means is if there's no enemy within you, nobody on the outside of you can hurt you. But you got to do what's in here and do what's in here. You got to work on that. That tree of success, you got to dig those bad habits up and all those roots and all those seeds and everything. You got to get that out of the soil. And then you got to get rid of all that bad stuff, right? And then you got to recondition the soil and put some nutrients back into it and water the soil. Because you got to have fertile ground for that success seed to grow. Got to have fertile ground in here. Got to have it. Tree won't grow if the ground is dead. See, right now they're going through some issues with a volcano over in Hawaii right now. And I understand people have lost their houses, probably people have been injured or whatever. And I hate to see bad things happen to people. However, that's a natural process. Because all that volcanic ash and the lava and everything is going all over the place. But guess what happens? When that lava cools, stuff grows in it. Yeah. Look how lush and beautiful Hawaii is. It didn't get that way because the dirt is barren. That's a natural process of renewing life and getting everything that's up under there out to the front and just letting it. But before anything can grow on that land, the volcano had to erupt first. That's how the Hawaiian Islands were formed. It's a process of life. So let's go back to this tree. Same thing there. If you want to move forward in life and be successful, you got to go in and disrupt that flow that's leading you into bad places. See, here's the thing. There's a process, right? It's called learned helplessness. That process where sometimes people get so beat up on in life that they just go through hell, lay down and flop and stay there. They do. You ever wonder why you can find 3, 4, and 5 generations of the same family living in the exact same housing projects or on the same prison block? Granddaddy there, daddy there, son there, grandson there, great grandson there, great great grandson in juvie. It ain't because the world is picking on them. At some point, see, let me give you an example. If I'm heading down, just as an example, if I'm heading down Main Street, right, and I get to First Avenue, and it's Monday morning, 9 a.m., going down Main Street, get to First Avenue, Rottweiler jumps out, bites into my arm. I'm going to go to the hospital, get everything fixed up. The next Monday, if I'm going down Main Street and I get to First Avenue, Rottweiler jumps out, chews up the other arm. Go to the hospital, get everything fixed up. That third Monday, if I'm going down Main Street, and before I get to First Avenue, I might go, let me look at that map again. Or I might go, what's the number to the dog catcher again? Or I might go, excuse me, sir, let me borrow that baseball bat for a minute. You see what I'm saying? It just makes sense that on that third Monday, if I'm on Main Street, before I get to First Avenue, I'm going to do something to mitigate that Rottweiler jumping out because he done got both my arms. I don't want to give him nothing else. Same thing applies in life. See, because sometimes people get so caught up in, oh, the world is picking on me, they forget they have a choice in the decisions they make. Like, I know people that have, great example. I know a guy wrote his sister a letter, and the letter went like this. Hey sis, how you doing? I love you and I miss you. I'm coming home to visit for a while. You know, probably spend a couple weeks visiting you, hanging out with my niece and my nephew and everything, seeing the family. But at the end of my vacation, I'm going to go back to prison. Yeah, he was about to be released for the third or fourth time, I forget whichever it was. But he liked living that lifestyle. He thought of prison as home. And coming out of prison was just a visit. That's what learned helplessness is. And if you find yourself in a rut, get out of it. If you find yourself going through hell, keep going. See, here's the thing. Where is the wealthiest place on this planet? Nope. It's the graveyard. The wealthiest place on this planet is the graveyard because when people die, most people take their dreams, their hopes, and their aspirations with them. You do not want to be laying on your dying bed. They're looking up at your dreams and your hopes and what you could have been. And they're looking down at you with those dead eyes and said, we could have been if not for you. I spent the last few years working with people, right? And I've seen the same people over and over and over and over and over again. Like, let me give you an example of what I mean. I was working as a recruiter for for a medical assistant program here in Jersey City, trying to get people good jobs, right? And I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And I see some of the same people. And I ask them, listen, when are you ready to start making $40,000 a year? A job starting at $40,000 a year. When are you ready to do that? Oh, I ain't got time right now. Oh, no, I'm good. Or, oh, I ain't got time to get my license right now. I got other stuff to do. A couple of months, you can have your medical license working in a hospital. But they don't want to do it because I've had people tell me they're too busy. Now, I can understand if you're making $1 million a year and you're too busy to make $40,000. That would make some kind of sense to me. But when I know you're only making like $10,000 or $12,000 a year, and you tell me you're too busy to make $40,000 a year, that's 4 times the income you already have. 4 times. Now, I'm by no means a mathematician myself. Don't get me wrong. But I can do basic math pretty well. Just saying. And based on my mathematical calculations, it's better to be making 40,000 than it is to be making 10,000. Just saying. Those are kind of the laws of physics on this planet, in this universe. But I understand. I had a young lady tell me, oh, it's not all about the money to me. You're right. Life isn't about money. But when I know you're struggling and making like $12,000, $15,000 a year, and you're saying you're happy where you're at, I enjoy where I'm at. I like where I'm at. But I do know I could be a lot happier. But again, success isn't for everybody. If you find somebody that's comfortable where they're at, let them stay there. Medea says it better than me. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. That's simple for me. I'm a simple-minded person. I like things simple. But that tree of life, you've got to start rebuilding your life if you really want success. You've got to have a dream. You've got to have a vision. You got to have something that you're moving towards, and you got to be able to track it. See, I know a lot of people, I want to hear your answer to this. What's your goal? What's your dream? What do you want to accomplish in life? Where do you see yourself in 20, 25 years? You ain't got to answer it or not. Don't worry, I'll wait. You can put this on pause while you think about and answer that question. Because I got a funny for you. Hold on. Go ahead. In fact, I want you to write down what the answer is to that. Write it down. Go get some paper and a pen. I'll wait. I'll be right here. Pause this while you go do that. Okay, now you're back. Show of hands. How many people out there wrote down, I want to be successful, or I want to be comfortable, or, well, I just want a house and to be comfortable and whatever, or, I want to be able to retire. Yeah. You ain't got a dream. You ain't got a goal you're moving toward if that was your answer. That's vague. That's what 70-80% of people I ask say. Oh, I just want to be comfortable when I'm, 20, 30 years from now. I just, a little house, I'll be all right. Most people never get there. Because here's the thing. That goal doesn't have anything attached to it. See, a dream without a plan is a hallucination. That's right. Write that down. A dream without a plan is a hallucination. A goal without a plan is a hallucination. So let's start at the beginning. You got to have something concrete that you're working toward. So 20 years from now, let's say your plan is, 20 years from now, I want to be a retired brain surgeon. That's a better goal, because right under there where it says, where you wrote, I want to be a brain surgeon, put you some check boxes. Well, right under that goal, first start off, what do I need to reach this goal? And then put like 5 or 10 check boxes. Things you got to do to be a brain surgeon. And then up under each checkbox, write yourself a little note. This is what I got to do to fulfill this checkbox. So if that first checkbox is to get a medical degree, up under there you want to have a checklist of things you have to do to graduate medical school. And then under that, you should have things that you got to do to get to medical school. Like, get an undergraduate degree in pre-med or biology or chem or something. So now you have a ladder to get you to that level of success. And every rung in that ladder is a checkbox. That's what a real goal is. Are you climbing that ladder now? I want you to take your goal, whatever your goal is going to be, and I want you to get it in big bold letters, and I want you to put it up above the mirror in your bathroom. I want you to hang it on the wall in your bedroom, so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do when you sit up is you see that. And I want you to hang it on the ceiling too, so that when you're laying in your bed and you're looking up, you see that. Because I want you to see that every morning. I want you to take 30 seconds and read that to yourself. Read it to yourself as many times as you can comprehend in 30 seconds or a minute before you do anything else in the morning. And sit there and literally go, my dream is to become a brain surgeon. My dream is to become a brain surgeon. My dream is to become a brain surgeon. Do that. And then every day at lunch, before you take your first bite of lunch, I want you to go into your wallet or your purse or whatever, and I want you to pull out that little note that you're going to start carrying with you and read that dream to yourself. Read that goal to yourself for 30 seconds or a minute. Then fold it up, put it back in there. And then at the end of the day, before you lay down to sleep at night, I want you to go to your wallet, your purse, whatever, and I want you to pull out a blank check. I don't care if it's a voided check, whatever kind of check it is, but write a check out to yourself for $20 million. And on the back of that check, I want you to write, my goal is, and what have I accomplished today to meet this goal? Every night before you go to bed. Every night before you go to bed. Every night before you go to bed. That $20 million check in your hand and reading that note reinforces it, thinking about it. And once that gets into your head, you'll start making decisions based off of that goal. Like, for instance, I can go out partying Friday night, or I could put a couple extra hours in the library. Which one will be best for my goal? It may be best that you go out drinking on a Friday night, because, listen, if you're studying really hard, you got to have some balance in life. You can't always be about, oh, I'm chasing this paper. You got to enjoy life. So it may be, go spend some time with friends or family. It makes you a better person. But I'm going to put a pin in this, because I just realized I've been doing this for 30 minutes now. I'm going to get out of your head and your ear. My name is Derek Laster, and I'm going to start doing these videos more often. Thank y'all for watching me. Appreciate your support. Deviant Puppy, I'm out. Love y'all.